There we go. We did it. We fucking did it.
That
reminds me of the video that I posted. The last, I think I posted it. Did I post it on, I think it was the Discord, the audio hotline Discord.
Yeah.
Where we're struggling through just getting set up yet again. We have the worst, it's the weirdest thing. We have the worst luck getting set up. It's
we really
the weirdest
do.
thing. And I'm just I just sound like a total tool. Just being so excited that we did it. But I feel like doing the same thing right now.
I know, me too. I'm overly excited. I'm ridiculously excited, but
dude,
whatever.
Man. Switching to Riverside. They reached out to me recently about doing something with them, and I didn't even really think much about it. Not because I love Ecamm that much, but just because I was like, whatever, but now I'm thinking about it. Before this episode started, we were talking a little bit about how we are the number 2 in each other's lives now.
That's very true. Yeah. It's absolutely, we've never, we have not met in person,
No.
but we are each other's number 2.
Solid number 2.
I really don't talk to anybody besides my wife and Bronson, number 2. Now I do have I have a couple buddies I talk to, but not daily. I talk to you pretty much daily.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and there's times that my phone will go off, and my wife will just jokingly, not being serious, she'll be like, "Who's that? Who are you talking to? Who's texting you so much?" And I'll be like,
"Yeah,
Bark." And she's like, "I don't even know why I ask anymore."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
That's the whole audio community thing, man. You find those people that you, that you have stuff in common with, and that's who you talk to. I don't really have anything in common with my friends here. Really.
No, dude, that's how I feel, especially and I think that's a big part of growing up in general is your high school friends you had something in common with, whether you were, in extracurricular activities with them or whatever it was. For me, it was always bands, I'd play in bands with them, and then, we moved on and went to, whether it was went to college or went into the workforce or whatever, we gathered people around us that were, it makes it sound like the relationships mean nothing, but I don't think that's it.
No, me neither.
I think it's you have the relationship that you need to have at the time, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't think it doesn't mean mean anything, but
no, it's just it's the progression, we grow as people, and when we're in our teens and 20s, what we need is fun and big personalities. And as we get older in our 30s and 40s, we need substance. We need more substance because we're no longer just getting hammered all the time.
Yeah, that's valid.
Partying, and we don't have the time to play in bands like we used to. Not that I played in any bands, but yeah, it's just the progression of life settling into adulthood.
Yeah, and it makes sense that the relationships that you make when you're older are the ones that mean more to you because they're not rooted in that nonsense that you need to grow up from kind of thing,
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm way more picky now than I've ever been when it comes to having friends. And that should be, I would hope that's anyone who grows up, that should be a thing. Get that truck, boy. Hey, you get in there.
Trump flag.
Oh,
That's what I was getting ready to say too. Everyone that I used to hang out with, they're either hardcore MAGA or hardcore QAnon or hardcore Hilljack.
Dude.
And it's I'm not, even though I got older and technically everybody I know settled into that Hilljack life, I have not. So I guess I'll talk to Bronson in Idaho.
You just said 3 things and I knew what one of them was.
MAGA.
I don't know that.
Make America Great Again, the Trump crowd.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I know. Okay. Yeah. I know what that is. I didn't know, we shrunk it down. I got you. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Here, around here, it's MAGA, boy. It's MAGA, boy, MAGA.
It got shrunk.
It got shrunk down to MAGA.
Yeah.
We ain't got time to say full words. That's why we say sus and mid.
Cap.
Cap. No cap, motherfucker. We don't even say mother. We don't even say the whole MF or no cap, motherfucker.
Yeah. Like,
I guess if you like. Our mouth because it looks better.
Way sexier.
Way sexier, boy.
I know QAnon, but I don't know the first thing you said.
MAGA. And then I said Hilljack.
Hilljack, that one. The last one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nicer term for redneck in these parts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hilljack. Hilljack, son.
Which is funny because, like, I would assume that, like, there is similar culture to a certain degree in Idaho as there is in Ohio. Like, to a certain degree.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know.
But, like, because we have our fair share of rednecks. Like, we have some farmland around and everything, you know, but, like,
yeah.
I guess, like, I don't know those terms.
It is the Midwest still.
I actually don't know.
What other words do you have for redneck there? Is there any other words?
Oh shit.
Hick? Do you know hick?
Hick, yes. Hick is a big one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, honestly, like redneck and hick and incest. That's about it.
And incest. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
I've heard it before, but yeah, there's you know, I don't think there's much of that in my part, but you go an hour south and it gets worse.
So that's more of I would say incest, and I'm crossing a line here a little bit. I would say incest is more of like a Utah thing in the sense that, like, in polygamy related, you know, like religions and areas, like I think that's a little bit more bound to happen and stuff. But no, I wouldn't say that it's like a big thing here either.
Listen, let's get down the brass tacks. If your sister's hot, she's hot.
She's hot, man.
If anybody's gonna fuck my sister, it's gonna be me.
There is a reason that incest rhymes with the best. My sisters literally listen to this. They're like, I'm never talking to him again.
Yeah. Surely your sister wouldn't watch the Obscure Hotline.
No.
Okay.
No,
I was about to say.
They are both of the LDS religion, and they're not going to watch this debauchery.
Yeah. I mean, we do get kind of crazy here, but you know what makes me happy though?
What's that?
One of these days, I'm not going to mention him on this, but it's kind of like part of the theme of the show. You know where I'm going. Where I'm going with this. It rhymes with Dom Suck.
Yeah, Dom Suck, Tom Buck. Hell yeah. No, dude.
I just wonder because he said that he listens to this podcast while he works out, and I'm like,
word, okay.
I'm like, what? Like, dude, can you imagine running or lifting weights?
Bro.
If I was lifting weights and I heard this podcast, I would surely drop something on my foot. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, he's going to be lifting a 20-pounder and he's going to hear incest and it's just going to fall out. Like, hit him in the toe. Tom, we're sorry in advance. We don't want you to do that.
That's actually funny, though, because I think I'm similar to Tom in that sense that I do like listening to podcasts when I work out, which I think is like
I don't work out.
Oh, you do? Okay. Word.
I used to, and podcasts were definitely
listen to podcasts. Yeah. Which I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I need to listen to like my workout mix, bro. I gotta fucking
corn
curls for the girls. No, actually, Tom, we had an email chain going there for a little bit. I'm not sure who broke it,
dude. If you were on the Twitter,
he's a great guy,
Tom's
man.
Tom's on the Twitter heavy. He's heavy on the Twitter.
I'll have to get on that. I've never heard of it, like the other things.
It's just a big incest playground, big incestual playground. Is all it is.
I shouldn't say I like it. Jesus. Okay.
I love it. I want some more of it. I think that's their theme song.
Yeah, that sounds
their theme
right.
song. My sister, dude, I like her. I love her. I want some
more of her.
Mm-hmm.
You were gonna say, what am I using? Right?
I was. You nailed it.
So,
hey, you got my shirt on, except mine's gray.
Dude, yeah, I didn't know you got the gray one. The gray one's cool.
I like the gray one a lot.
Yeah, gray
one's
one's sick.
quite a bit. Wore it to Cosi in Columbus the other day, which I sent you a picture of because you're my number 2.
Hell and, yeah, gotta get that daily pick, man.
Gotta rap. I'm just waiting for somebody to be like, "Oh, cool, you listen to Audio Hotline?" And I want to be like,
dude,
no, motherfucker, I'm on podcast with that motherfucker.
I work with that motherfucker. Dude, no, that's dope. That'd be dope.
He's my brother.
SE,
we do stuff together.
It's super ancestral.
Ancestral.
Dude, that actually does remind me. I'll go. Well, shit, I can't go through this because I'll forget. But I had this friend that him and I like kind of look a little bit alike, and I think that I told you this one point. But we'd have this. Anytime we'd like go to a party or like go out, it would always be like people would be like, "Hey, like, oh, are you guys brothers?" And we'd be like, "Oh no," you know. The next question out of their mouth was always, "Oh, are you guys like together?" And I'm like, "What's that leap? Like, what's that fucking leap? Like, what does that mean? You know, like, what?" So it's like you're either related or you're fucking. I don't know. Or both. Who knows?
Right.
I guess. But I'm using the SE Dynacaster, and apparently out of the box, like this. I mean, out of the box for me, it came with like the presence boost and the low boost enabled, as well as phantom power. So like the booster or whatever, the mic activator. So I just literally, this is the first time I've ever plugged this microphone in, put it on here.
Oh, that's right. You did just get that. For some reason, I was thinking you've already had it, but no, you haven't.
No,
it's a good
never
mic.
had it. Yeah, never had it. So I'm just going into the Motu M2. My Rodecaster Pro 2 was maybe causing problems during this. I'm not sure. We're unsure.
I don't know.
So, but then I'm using this gorgeous little red cable. I'm not really allowed to which sounds so stupid. I'm not really allowed to talk about what's associated with this, but it is like a Neutrik connector one. It's not like super expensive, but it comes with a product that I'm not allowed to talk about. So
the cable itself is not the product you're not allowed to talk about.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because, there are more cables. I bought a zombie cable the other day, which is the phantom power cable, mic booster cable.
Yeah.
And that's, I wondered if that was, part of what you were talking about. And so can you at least say what name brand that cable came to you from?
No, I can't.
Damn.
I'm not allowed.
That's I guess that's a good thing about being. I guess that's a good thing about being the obscure mics guy. Like I can talk about this Avlex mic I'm using all day because they don't exist.
Oh, there you go. No, dude, this is like one of the few times that there was one other time I think, but this is like one of the few times that I'm like really not allowed to.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like really fucking locked
you
down.
Shouldn't.
But a part of me I'm always just so tempted because I'm just one of those people that gets like excited about new stuff, and I'm just like, I just want to say it. I just want to tell people.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Whatever. But I hope that whatever brand this is that has this cable available, I hope they come out with it like as just a release because it's a nice cable. I liked it because it went with the red of the SE Dynacaster. So I was like, let's match it. Let's do it.
I like doing that myself. I can't lie. Yeah. I do like a colored cable, especially.
It's fun.
It's fun. Well, not. Here we go again. Mr. Buck released a video on the Lewitt LCT 240 the other day, and he has the white one, and he had a white cable hooked up to it, and it just caught my eye. It's eye catching when you do the cable color matching, and I like matching stuff anyways. I've got a pair of shoes for every color of shirt that I own. So
did Tommy Boy say what brand of cable it was or anything?
I don't think so. I know
Lix Pro makes quite a few of those. I have a couple Lix Pro cables. I've never had an issue with them. They're not like super expensive or anything.
Right.
But
I don't think anything Lix Pro is very expensive.
No. But that's the only other cable that I really have that has like a color. Actually, I think I have the white Lix Pro cable is what it is. But
I'm going to send you this since you like red and black.
Ooh. Handheld. Oh, Audio Technica, huh?
It's an Audio Tech. See that mic right there? It's red.
Oh, shit. It is red.
what else? It's plastic.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, the packaging
plastic.
looks obscure.
It
looks older.
It is.
That's dope. That's dope.
It came with a Goodwill buy. I got that with a Sennheiser E815 for like $20.
Damn. Okay. Cool.
I don't know much about this. That's why I grabbed it.
E815. Is it like $50?
Yeah. Yep.
50.
Yep.
So yeah, I kind of noticed that their numbering system. It's a little bit easy to guess because my first mic.
They go up.
Yeah.
My
first mic
wise.
ever was the 835.
That seems to be every person that played in band's first mic ever.
Instead
Either
of the SM58, yeah.
A 58 or an E835.
Yeah.
My buddy Ben, who's a musician, he uses E835s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of sad that I never did a review for it because I do have one right now.
I did. I didn't like it at the time, but I bet I'd like it more now than I did then.
I don't know,
I went from the flat frequency response lever to the boosted.
More,
I don't know what sound just came out of my mouth as Incestual.
But yeah, dude, it is definitely more presence boosted, I would say. And I also will say, from my personal experience, going through two of those, like very easily, honestly, like versus having my original SM58 and never having an issue with it. The 58 is a fucking monster, like compared to those. But
but
which is funny though, because like if you hold both of them and you like feel them, you're like, oh yeah, these are like comparable.
They're both heavy,
dude, yeah. The 38 or the 35. Wait, I'm messing myself. 835. Yeah, the Sennheiser. It definitely isn't as strong, but what are you gonna do?
I wouldn't know that. I didn't know that because I did what you did, and I held them up, and they were about the same. I found something else red for you. It's Carnage, Lego Carnage.
Oh, cute!
Hell yeah,
dude,
he's gonna be.
nice.
Well, maybe I can. I wonder if I could just get him to sit.
Dude,
right
that'd be
there.
dope. Hell yeah!
Come on, you incestual bastard.
You're using an Avlex. Let's get it.
Yeah. Well, we were having some issues, and I was going to tell you. I think part of the issues could have been me. I mean, it's likely because it happens. But whenever I downloaded Chrome to try to fix whatever issues we were having, as it was installing, like 4 command windows popped up after it installed, and I've never seen that. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I'm using, just because it was already hooked up and we had already wasted an hour and a half trying to get shit going.
Trying to get set up, yeah.
Man, it's ridiculous. We're audio enthusiasts that can't seem to get a fucking stream or, a live recording that we'll dish out to you afterwards. We can't seem to get it going. But I'm
Wild.
It's the Avlex AVS77 because I had it hooked up.
Gotcha.
So I just went with it.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to use my Behringer UV1, but like you, switching out of the Rodecaster Pro, I'm sorry. I decided to switch over to the Tascam 1x2 HR. So it's the Avlex AVS77 and Tascam 1x2 HR, because I was like, maybe it's my Behringer, because it is a Behringer. So who knows? Dude,
at this point, I'm not really sure what issues were related to what. So I'll usually do is like the eCam setup that I have is just like set to when it's worked. You know what I mean? Like, and I've left it that. And then I'll literally open like a Hindenburg application and just like open the last one we did, delete the stuff, and then just like it's set up, ready to go. So it's bizarre that stuff doesn't work.
I know. Sometimes I wonder if it's just the Mac and Windows. It shouldn't be like it shouldn't be that. But I've done a podcast with my friend Marty through Riverside, and I've done stuff with a bunch of people, and I've never had the issues that you and I run into, except for when I'm using my Surface tablet.
Yeah.
Like at work with shitty Wi-Fi.
That's like, that's the key apparently to working like with Mac or something is a Surface.
I guess. I mean, there is different hardware in that than what's in other. There's proprietary. There's proprietary stuff, components in those. I know that because they're hard as hell to put Linux on. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but oh well, we figured it out. There's so much I wanted to talk about too, and I can't remember any of it because of all the crap we've went through.
Yeah, dude. Well, dude, I don't even know what way we want to take this because there are so many different things we could talk about. I do want to mention, if you are a creator that listens to this, Tom,
just Tom,
like Tom,
just Tom,
like, hey, just so you know, I do like the fact that we talk about stuff like that, and I think it's kind of fun. But also, I do want to let anyone know that if you are a creator and you get, shitty comments or whatever it is over on, I guess that on Audio Hotline Discord, if you go join it, we'll add you to a private message thing where we just share all the shitty comments that we get, and it's gonna be super fun. We're just gonna get as many creators as we can in on it, and it'll be hilarious. So
it's awesome.
Definitely go join it, and
it's our way to cope with them. We don't have to respond to them if we can share them with each other and have a laugh. I got one yesterday. I don't even remember what mic it was, but apparently whatever mic it was, I did a processing test, and the guy said, the comment said something like, "I smoke weed. I smoke a lot of weed." And then it said something about weed again. And then it just said, it was period. And then a new sentence started that just said, "Process that." It's just yeah.
And then
I was all right.
Dude,
and my response was, "I can't. I'm high."
Dude, that was classic, man. I know. Dude, that was hilarious. Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
People are crazy.
I think it's nice to have a place to go and talk to just other people that go through similar things where people are just honestly ridiculous. And I think it's nice to have kind of a backboard where you can be hey, is this crazy, or am I just being sensitive, or what's the take here, And I think that it's nice to have people in a similar situation be hey, yo, this is dumb, but yeah, so
it's good times. I like that you've accepted my buddy Bauer into the circle a little bit. Yeah. He's that guy is something else, man. He's such a good dude. He literally drove from Pennsylvania to hang out with me and the guys from my first podcast because he was our biggest fan. He loved our podcast, and he literally reached out. He's like, "Hey, if I drove down to hang out with you guys for a little bit, would that be cool?" And it's well, yeah, of course it would be. Yeah. Thank God he didn't have a huge machete in his back pocket and to hack us up.
Yeah,
but it worked out really well, and he's seriously a super fan. He's that cool guy that has no shame or reservations about being a super fan. He loves your channel. He loves Bandrew's channel. He loves Dark Corner Studio. He loves my channel. He's just cool, really cool guy that shows the love whenever he gets something of value out of what we do. No, and he does. Yeah. He's killing it in fantasy football right now. His channel, Dynasty Rewind.
Yeah.
He asked me maybe 6 months ago if I could subscribe to his Dynasty Rewind channel, even though I gave up fantasy football. At that time, I was in the hundred, just a little over 100 subscribers. I was 110, 112, something like that. And that was 6 months ago. Today, he's pushing 7K.
Dude, yeah, he's killing it. I mean, he did something very smart, in my opinion.
Oh, and man. I'm hoping you're going to say exactly what I've been telling my wife.
Hired people, essentially? Is that what you're talking about? He...
Actually, no. But I'll let you finish, and I'll say what I think he did that's smart.
So
we love you, Bauer.
Yeah, yes, for sure. And so, I think it was very smart for him to... because fantasy football, it's so opinionated. I think audio is, but like, I mean, shit, dude, like there are only a couple ways you can take a microphone, honestly. Like, let's be, you know, like you can like it, hate it, or think it's okay, or, you know, be like, or love it, you know, and like, so, but I think that him getting different opinions on there, like relatively fast, and not to mention getting people that could push out content even faster, especially in like a very competitive market, I think was a very good decision.
That is true. And that's kind of how we did it whenever we had the Back Row Fantasy Show. There was always 3 of us in the studio recording, and what really made our podcast catch fire, because it did really well for a while until the pandemic. You know, we argued, we got heated, but it wasn't like you know how buddies are, the razzing kind of heated.
Yes.
And it worked out great. What you said about Dynasty Rewind is that is true. You actually brought up great points, because he does have all those people, and he's got all these opinions, and he's got, you know, they basically work for him, because he's pulling in some good cash on YouTube, because his videos are like in the thousands a few days after they're released. Every single one of them.
For sure. Yeah.
So he's killing it. Only bad part about having all those people working for him is he's splitting all that amongst all those people.
That's valid. So,
yeah. Like if he was doing it alone, he could quit his job probably.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Which he'll get there. Like he'll get there. Fantasy football is huge, and he's growing at a rapid pace, and something I think is contributing to his growth. I like this. I like that we'll talk about other creators, like a little creator spotlight. But something I think he is just, I don't know if it was his idea. I don't know if it was one of his people's idea, but it was brilliant. And it's where I missed the mark. I would stream our podcast recordings live. They never got much traction, because YouTube live doesn't get much traction. I didn't know that at the time. But, you know, you live stream, that video is not really put in the algorithm like an upload is. It's just not.
Yeah.
So we live streamed everything, which was great because we got to interact.
Okay. Yeah.
We interacted with all the people that loved the show, but it wasn't getting pushed at all. So we weren't growing on YouTube. Nothing was happening with our channel at all. And I didn't have the foresight like Bauer does. What he does, they record their podcast locally. Like they not locally, but they record. I don't remember what software they use. It's not StreamYard. It's something similar.
Riverside.
It's not Riverside either. It's a big one though. It's something Caster. Anyways, they record their whole podcast, and then they cut every single segment up. So if they're talking about rookies for 10 minutes, if they're talking about quarterbacks for 10 minutes, they cut those up into segments, and they release a segment from that hour or 2 hour long recording daily. They're releasing a segment from the podcast. So you listen to the podcast, you're listening to an hour and a half of podcast. You go to YouTube, you're not getting the full podcast. You're getting chunks every day.
That's fair.
And they are killing it with that. I wish I would have thought of that when we were doing what we were doing. And he's got a graphics guy, and it just looks good. So he's killing it.
That's funny, because I wouldn't have thought of that perspective at all unless I was, did fantasy football, I guess. And because that is very, very smart. And I think that is the right way to go. And actually, it's funny because not even that long ago, I was like, dude, what if I did what if I released microphone reviews in sections? You know what I mean? Like here's all the information, and here's everything, and then here's the testing, and then here's the review section. Watch what you want. Yeah. But I decided not to. But I
think it would be terrible.
Well, here's why I wanted to, though. I put out 30-minute videos. Yeah. That's 10 minutes a piece, basically. You know what I mean? Like, if I was putting out a 10-minute video total, I wouldn't even fucking think about it. 3 minutes a piece? Who fucking cares? But, so that was a big part of why I was like, what if the retention that I could get from that is much better than what I get now, But I think that, for me, timestamps kind of negates that. And it's you don't need to do it. So So, but for him, I get it. Like for me, I don't. But like it's something that I did like that crossed my mind in the sense that I'm like, like maybe it could help just like wean out what people want to see and like they can just watch what they want to see versus not,
Yeah.
And
I like the theory behind that.
Yes.
Because people do have short attention spans and when they see that a video clocks in at 20, 30, even 15 sometimes, I feel like they back away or they do use those chapters to find just what they want.
Yeah.
I think the comps are getting bad across the reviewer scope of microphones and stuff. Like, Bandrew, I love you, dude, but man, he'll do 15 comps, which is helpful if you got the time. Yeah. But I admittedly don't watch the comps because I feel like once you get to a certain point with the mics, you kind of just want to know if it sounds good or doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I need it compared to 15 others because then it becomes so convoluted.
Yeah.
Like, I can't keep track of my opinion versus the second comp versus the 12th comp. Like, and I don't want to bounce back and forth, so I kind of skip them.
So this is very interesting. So, like, I agree with you. Like, when it comes to comparisons, like, I'll watch some if it's a microphone I'm really interested in and I've done a comparison. That's when I'm like, I'm in, like, and that sounds selfish and it sounds like I'm like, but no, it's because I went through the same thing and now I'm kind of like interested, like, oh, there's microphones that I've listened to this a bunch and there's microphones that I haven't heard against this. Like, let's fucking do it, like, but, I decided recently because the most I ever did in a comparison, and I can't remember what one it was, but I did 10 microphones in a comparison and it was like, no shit. Like, it was like a 6-minute segment, like of my video. That would
ruin the process for me. I would stop enjoying myself at that point, and that's kind of big for me.
That was a big part of it too, is I was like, I can't A, do this to myself, and B, do this to the people that are like just trying to stick in it and like be good, viewers and watch the whole thing. And I decided, I was like, okay, no matter what, I'm just going to grab whatever 5 microphones that I am like that compare to that microphone and everything, and just do those. And I like when I do it the way that I do it, and they go against each other, it literally takes 1.5 minutes, and I'm like, that's not bad. Like, I can live with that,
Yeah.
So, and it's funny though because recently, and it's kind of contradictory to your point, but I kind of agree somewhere in the middle, I guess. And there was a person that when I had COVID last, they were like, I did a review because I had to do it. There was a deadline and everything, and so I was like, I had to do it. And the comparison section did have a little bit of rasp to it. It wasn't awful, but there was a little rasp. And they were like, hey, like, I grab a notebook every time you do a comparison, and I write down every microphone that I like more and less and blah, blah, blah. And this comparison doesn't even count for this because you sounded so different. And I was like, shit, like, that's a good viewer, but fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like
damn. I feel like you get the gist. So it's like, let's say you do comp it with 15 mics, and every single time there's a 58 in there. There's an RE20, there's a Neumann, there's, like, I feel like once you can kind of store away in your head what mics you like the sound of and what mics you don't, and what mics you don't ever need a comp of, and what mics, I don't know. Fair. I almost would like to, if I could ever get to the point to where I didn't have to sell the mics, which I will add real quick, nobody should listen to my opinion because I'm a very slow growing channel for a reason. So I'm just spitballing. Don't listen to it.
Oh, no.
People with bigger channels, there's a reason they're bigger than obscure mics. But I just feel like most of the mics I know I don't want no part of I don't need to hear, like I don't care about a 58. I don't care about an RE320. I don't care about a Neumann. I'm never going to buy it. I don't care about any, like I feel like if I could just get to a point where I didn't have to sell the mics, because I still do, just to keep the channel going, I can't, I'm not going to go super in depth for the channel. But if I ever got to a point where I could keep around the big names, I would love to do shorts upon request. Like, oh, I got this new SE mic in, and then someone comments like, would you care to throw a quick comp of it and an RE20? Like, yeah, because I can do a short.
That's actually funny that you say that, because like I did think about that too, is like just have comparisons be shorts. Yeah.
Yes.
But
I think especially with YouTube monetizing shorts.
Yes.
Finally, I think that could be bread and butter for us if we did comps and shorts.
Yeah.
Like and do it in between videos. Like say you just review the Dynacaster, if you have the time, if you can find the time, or maybe you record the shorts while you're doing the Dynacaster review.
Yes. Yeah.
And
probably.
You clip those out, set them aside, and you release those every day or two in between that and your next.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Could work.
Yeah. Well,
I just don't keep the mics, so I can't do it.
I disagree with your point about not trusting your opinion, because I mean, like this is always the point that I have with mic reviewers. Is there are some, yes, that are very biased and very partial to certain microphones. And I honestly think those ones that with preconceived notions of how great a microphone is will never truly be honest, and I can't say that either of us are completely unbiased. Like we like what we like. And I think that's one reason that comparisons are nice, is because you get to hear it all. But to kind of go back a little bit, the thing that I kind of told this viewer that was like, hey, like I get a notebook and write this down. I'm like, hey, like I really appreciate your loyalty and support. Like that's fucking awesome. And I was like, but I got to also say, like, it's not going to matter to the average viewer. Like if my voice is the same for this comparison, they can understand where the mids are, where the highs are, where the lows are. Like they get it. Like, and it's not going to make a difference. And I understand that to you, this might be kind of a wash. And I'm like, but like, that's not who most of the viewers are.
Right.
So.
Well, even fellow mic enthusiasts, I can't believe Carnage is still up there. Even fellow enthusiasts, like I shit you not, there's one instance, I can't remember who it was, but someone that watches every video of mine, that comments on every video of mine. Like I did a review of a mic, and they specifically was like, yeah, I don't care for that one too much. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
And then months later, I used that mic on a podcast, and they specifically commented like, what mic was that? It sounded good.
Yeah.
Because
that's
that
fair,
happens.
Man. That's fucking fair.
I do that too. Like I used to love that SM7B sound, that Rode NT1 sound, that non-boosted, not overly boosted.
I think that's the thing that I have also learned with audio enthusiasts and like viewers and everything is like, I can't always make everyone happy. And I think
impossible.
that's a very, as dumb as it sounds, it's a very hard thing for me to accept. And it's not that I have like I don't know. I guess like I just hate disappointing people. Like I would never even qualify myself as like a people pleaser. Like I really wouldn't, because like, I mean, some of the shit that we've talked about on this podcast, I would say is very contradictive to being a people pleaser. But when it comes to audio people and people that enjoy that with me, I feel different. I feel more passionate about trying to give them the answer that they need, not, like just giving them the tests, all of the tests that I can do for a microphone, or all of the things that I can mention about a microphone for them to really get a good, idea of what the microphone's about, what it sounds like and everything. I feel more passionate about that than I do, a random person that I see. Like, I don't need to make that fucker happy. Like, I don't give a fuck. But like any person that like clicks on a video, I feel a certain amount of like, I like owe them at least giving them a true image of that microphone or that product, you know? And I think that that's a part of where, I will be honest, like, there was a very real, like, 2-week fucking straight up burnout that I had that was just bad. Where I was just like, I don't get it anymore. Like, I don't get the point. I fucking hate this. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I straight up, dude. Like, I was in it, like, I was like, I'm gonna quit. Like, it was bad, but like, it was never serious, but I was always like, you know, got some sleep, got some rest or whatever. And then the next day I was like, okay, still not loving where I'm feeling right now, but I'm okay to keep working on these, you know.
Oh man, if it weren't for this channel, I feel like we get that way 2 to 4 times a year.
Yes.
Because it happens. There will be weeks and I'm like, I don't even want to fucking try another mic. I just want to use something I know is good, make my podcasts, do my shit with Bron.
Yep.
And just, you know, because it is confusing sometimes. Like, why do we give a fuck about all, like, I'm just reaching what's on my desk. Here's a Sterling P30. I could use it for everything and not care.
Yeah.
It's good enough. After those few weeks of frustration is up, like, I don't want to record stuff about mics. I don't want to record stuff about audio gear.
Yeah.
After that passes, like, there will be something that sparks my interest. I bought a couple handheld mics from Equation, which was a mic company that was short-lived, that was made up of former CAD employees. And I read an article about the lead singer of the Blue Oyster Cult and how he loved this Equation DSV10, which MSRP was like almost $300 on dynamic mic. Then I felt that little flame come back. Yeah. I'm like, I got to try this thing. And I have. And you know what? No fucking way would I pay $300 for that thing. You know, it's a handheld dynamic. I mean, it's fine. It's pretty good. It's got some great qualities to it. But it's like the curiosity just will not die. I bought a Stedman mic today, like a Stedman handheld that claims it's a large diaphragm, you know, dynamic. And I was excited as fuck to buy it. But I'll tell you, after I review it, I won't give a fuck. It's the curiosity.
It gets you, man. It fucking gets you.
It's crazy. Yeah. It shocks me that 5,400 people fucking watch me test a mic. It shocks me.
Yeah.
You know? And they don't. And they don't because YouTube is a cruel bitch that's like, oh, you got 5,400? Here's a video that'll maybe top out at 1K for you.
Dude, okay. This actually brings me to something. But like, I totally agree though. Curiosity is definitely a big part of why I'll continue to try stuff. Like, just be like, hey, like, I did review that one mic that's similar to this one, you know, like, maybe it's better, you know, maybe it's better. And it's funny though, because like, I'll get a little bit frustrated with myself as a reviewer because I'll notice that a microphone that is similar that I give like a, you know, like whether it's like an 8 or an 8.5 to, and I gave a microphone 3 months ago that same review, you know, and then people are like, well, what one do I get, you know, and I'm like, oh, you know, like, and it's kind of like, it's kind of awkward. Like, the BB SAR has been helpful, I will say. It's been way better than like the grade, because it's more specific and there's like words that people can read next to the rating and everything. And I think it's way better than anything that I've had before, you know, but it still can be a little bit difficult. And I almost like want to every 6 months be like, okay, I tried these microphones out. Here's my updated like numbers for them, you know, like based off of stuff that has been released, stuff that I've tried, blah, blah, blah. You know, like a part of me wants to do that, but at the same time, dude, I just, it's
a lot of work,
man. It's
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, here's an idea that I've got. Maybe you could implement this. It's kind of a cheat and it's kind of a cop out. but I think it's what I need to do, considering I try to sell every mic after I'm done. I've got my handful of keepers, this being one of them.
Yeah.
But I need to remember and get myself in the habit, because this is what I'm going to do. It's my plan. Every time I get a mic in, say I got this mic in today, my first priority should be to hook it up to that one universal interface.
Yeah.
Probably the Tascam 1x2 HR. It just works. It works well. It doesn't change the tone. I think it's the perfect interface for $89 to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I need to just take every mic that I get in and take 5 minutes, hook that shit up, record me talking into it generically. Like, this is the Avlex AVS77, and this is how it sounds.
Yes.
Put that in a fucking folder on Drive or whatever, upload, and just then when I need to do those shorts, I reach in and grab those 2 mics and just put those clips together and upload it. Like, I don't have to re-record. Why would we re-record those comparisons? It makes no sense to just for the sake of having the same shirt on.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
You're not
Nobody's
wrong.
going to care.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care if our shirt changes on all the clips.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care if those clips are the same. We don't show our personality when we're comparing the mics, really. It's the rest of the video.
Yeah.
So I just need to make those little clips, those little 30 seconds, me testing this. That way I can combine it with the mic at hand for the short, and it's always a minute. It's always a short.
Yes. Dude, that's a very good idea. I agree with that. Yes.
I've got ideas. It's the whole part of like fucking doing it. It's the whole part of putting in the work.
Yes.
When you're burnt out or when you're sick of doing it.
It's fucking very true, man. Yeah. I know. I totally feel you.
Fuck.
It is like, it's such an easy thing. And like, I will say I'm pretty good about recording on the Focusrite, but I'm not good about like saving that and like putting it in a folder, labeling it. In order for me to do that, I would have to go through exported videos and be like, okay, here's the section that I used it. I'm going to have to like grab it, put it in a video editor, fucking export that section. And and I'm like, dude, that's ridiculous,
I know,
but
it would also save it'd save a lot of grunt work.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like doing it beforehand. But, I just want to quit. I'm going to quit after this.
Dude,
I'm going to quit.
I think that this is like it's a good thing to talk about burnout. Like, even though like we haven't been talking about it like super positively in the sense that we're like,
microphones suck.
Here's how you get past it. Oh, what? No, like, hey, just, one day at a time.
Gotta be real.
Just 12 steps, man, and one day at a time. But no, dude, like, honestly, I think that the way that I get through burnout is that I actually find that, as weird as it sounds, like watching more YouTube and watching more people that do similar things to me, it like clicks and it sparks like, and I could see how that could be the opposite for some people though. And I guess it just depends on your personality and everything. Like, maybe what you need to do if you're burned out is to like not focus on that and to do literally the fucking opposite. Like, I don't know your personality. Like, I don't. So like, maybe you going and watching horror movies because those are the only movies that are good.
You don't like rom-coms?
I do. They're fine. I'm just joking.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, but no, dude, rom-coms are chill. There's some fun ones out there. But
I
you do
can't
like
remember last time I watched one. I was like half jokingly, but they are okay.
No, they're fine. Yeah, and like, but watching a horror movie, watching a movie, watching something that's different, focusing on something different for a week may be the answer for you. Like, for me, it's always about, like watching people, like whether it's like videography stuff or microphone stuff or like whatever, like watching something in that realm and like seeing someone do something really cool or hearing something that sounds really cool, that always makes me more excited. And like I can see both sides. Like I can see both sides where someone's like, I just need to fucking not hear about a goddamn microphone for one more fucking second. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But for me, like it's, I don't know. I almost have to like reignite my love with it and like watch more of it and not do it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I have to do.
Yep.
But
well, see, that's the great thing about you being my deuce. Like you keep me into it.
I think that's fair. I think you and I keep each other into it. Yeah.
Yeah. You keep me into it. People like the Buckster keeps me into it. You know, people like Bandy keeps me into it. Mark Weimels, who I love that guy, man. Mark Weimels, videography channel, but he does microphones too.
No, I actually watched
great dude.
a lens review from him recently.
Yeah, he's just easy to listen to. He's just a really pleasant, even-keeled fella that I enjoy a lot. But and there's a whole bunch more. You know, there's not a whole bunch more actually. I don't watch a whole lot of those folks. But Dark Side of the Mic, for some reason, it's the people that don't show their face. Dark Side of the Mic. The Tech Raccoon guy, he does show his face, but Dracomes, who follows both of us, he does some video reviews, and you know, those people, they keep me into it. And on a real quick,
go for
Dark Side of the Mic.
I was going to say, is he the one with the accent?
Yes, I think I want to say Irish or Australian, but yes,
I'm sub to that.
I love his shit, man. Like,
it's good.
Sometimes I don't need to see anybody. You know,
that's fair.
I genuinely. And he's got a SoundCloud that he uploads mic clips to.
Nice.
And it's great. I mean, he's just, he's
a good sounding voice.
One. Yeah. Yeah, he really does.
For sure.
Quick change of gears. Let's tell him about our plan.
Which one?
what we're going to work on to be a big live event.
Dude, I'm so excited. Channel. I'm so fucking excited. Oh my God.
Okay. People are going to get way too excited and think it's going to be something that they want to see, and that they're getting ready to hear what it's actually going to be. And they're going to be like, what?
I would hope that everyone wants to see this, though. Like, I would hope so. But, okay. So we came up with this idea. So I was listening to Bark's...
You came up with this idea.
Yes. I was listening to Bark's channel, Bark, and he's been doing some... video podcasts, I guess, in his car, like on his way to work, and they're fun. They're fun to listen to. You can definitely go check it out.
Ridiculous.
They're dope. They're dope, dude. And
ridiculous.
They're dope. And so he was talking about how he doesn't watch horror movies, and I'm like a big horror movie fan. He was talking about how
pussy.
He was talking about how he was like thinking about watching the Terrifier movies, you know, like, and he's like, but I'd probably like get like 5 minutes into it and like start throwing up or something.
Guarantee it.
And like, and I was like, dude, we got to make this a live event. He's got to watch Terrifier for the first time live.
Oh, shit.
And like, and we just do commentary. So like, I was trying to think like, would it be fun to do like, I pick out 45 minutes out of a 130-minute movie where like the story progresses and we watch that segment and make comments on it and everything. I was thinking that might be the best because like, I don't know. But or we can watch the movie in its entirety. I don't know.
Well,
like either way.
I think in its entirety would be two things. One, a huge undertaking for the watcher.
Yes. Yeah.
And two, a huge undertaker for the editor. So maybe it's a segmental thing. Maybe
that's
it's
fair too. Yeah.
We take I don't know if it's an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know what the run time is.
I think it's like 90-ish, but might be a little bit more.
So maybe you split it up into 3 segments if I can even make it that far. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I am a big, huge wuss when it comes to that stuff. I just am. Like having kids, which you have not done yet.
No.
Will soften the fuck out of your heart. Maybe
that
not.
Seems fair.
But maybe not. That may not be. But my kids have just softened me. I am just a puddle of goo. And as soon as I see that first close up bone snap, I don't know what even is in Terrifier.
Dude,
I just know that I am interested.
It's not
like
that.
I'm so interested. You know, it's like the hype train has got me a little bit, and I just have to know.
I mean, I will say Terrifier 2, much longer and more brutal, but there are still scenes in Terrifier, like the original, that are they're rough to watch, I will say.
And that's coming from a horror fan. I'm not a horror fan.
Yeah, that's fair. I obviously, me having a bunch of nieces and nephews, I definitely do not feel that connection with having your own child. And so but don't I do feel a certain amount of protection toward, especially 18 and up year olds in movies like this where they look pretty young and they're getting fucking brutalized.
Yeah.
I definitely would feel for that, but I'm really good, and it's actually something that Eli Roth said. He makes a bunch of horror movies, does a bunch of horror related stuff. One thing that he said that was really interesting to me that I thought a lot of people did, apparently not. So he was saying how he's when I watch a horror movie, if I really fully embrace the scene and everything, it will scare me. And I feel that same way, for sure. In the movie theater, I'm definitely more likely to get in that mindset where it's oh shit, this is real, But when I watch a horror movie, a lot of the time I'm thinking whoa, dude, how did they do that? Was that CGI, or was that practical effects? What happened in that, to make that look that good or that bad, for that matter? And so I think a part of me is looking behind the scenes being holy shit, that was cool, rather than me being holy fucking shit, that happened to a real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put it in my brain a different way than some people do. And I thought it was interesting that a horror director did the same thing to not get scared, essentially, that I do. But yeah. I will say Terrifier scares me, and I watch horror movies basically every night. No shit, every night.
See, my outlook on it is my wife watches so much real shit, real horrors. She's really into crime, really into, I'm very bubbly. I want to watch Ted Lasso and Golden Girls. I want to watch stuff that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And she's really interested in real life slasher stuff, the Night Stalker and these famous killers.
I've
and once
seen that. Yeah. That's
she wants to know about that
man.
Stuff. Yeah, I watched the Night Stalker series with her and it ruined me.
Yeah.
Is it the Night Stalker? Is that his name?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was on Skid Row or whatever. Well, he lived on Skid Row for a little while. But, dude, that's actually funny that you mentioned that, because the other day this happened to me. We have some outdoor cats that come up and want to get food, and I can't.
Don't we all?
My heart can't take it, and I have to give them some food. And so I noticed this cat that had never been in our backyard before, and it's a really fluffy, beautiful cat, and I was definitely owned by someone. This is a house cat, gorgeous cat. And it was eating the food outside that was for the, the other cats. And I'm oh, you're fucking cute, I don't care. And then it turns its head and it has this cut in its head. And I'm not shitting you, literal fucking tears go down my face.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking wrecked from it. And then I literally think back to earlier that morning before my wife went to work, how I'm sitting there working on my computer, and she's watching a true crime thing, and it's and then she was decapitated, and then mutilated, and then and I'm just oh, that's fucked up, okay. And like not crying, like don't give a fuck.
Thank God
and
it
like,
wasn't a cat.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, am I like the reverse of a fucking psychopath, like, or a serial killer, in the sense that I'm like,
oh shit,
I start with humans here, and then I eventually maybe move on to cats. Like, dude, it's ridiculous, man. I don't know.
You're making me think of Claire from Modern Family. I don't know if you've ever watched that show.
Oh yeah, no, I've watched it. Yeah,
but like anytime people talk about death around her, like she smiles. It's just a reaction.
Oh, because it's like awkward. Yes, dude. That's fair.
It was like, you got in a bad car wreck and died. She's like, oh really? Like she can't. Dude, can't help herself.
That is funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's a funny show, man. That's a funny show.
Oh, shit cracks me up. I'm such a sitcom person, obviously, since I'm not a horror person, but I will puke. I mean, I will puke during Terrifier. I would be shocked if I don't puke. And I don't have a weak stomach. Like, I really don't, but there's just something about that. Like, I see, what's his name, the clown, kill somebody like that, and I'm like, my instant reaction is like, oh, that's happened. Like, the Night Stalker did that.
So,
and then I'm like,
I don't mean to like fuck with you on this, but
no, you're fine.
The most gory killing in Terrifier, the original, is based off of a real killing.
I'm sure it is.
I'm not joking. Yeah, like
I'm sure it is, and I'll know when I see it because my wife has listened and watched all of it. So if there's a certain cut, I'm like, oh, that's the same cut that Gacy did.
Speaking of which, that's exactly who it's based off of. Thank you for saying that. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, and like
this is why this shit gets to me.
Well, and like, this is why this is going to be awesome, though, is if you like tune in.
Projectile on my camera.
Yeah, you're going to just be throwing up. But also, on top of that, though, I can like literally tell you all the background stuff based off of all this. So it'll be interesting.
Fucking great.
It'll be interesting.
Fucking great. Sounds like a fucking great time.
I'm hoping to make it a live stream because I think that would be fun.
That'd be the best. Maybe a live stream that we can also see with Riverside that we're using now, you can live stream and record it locally. So
nice. Okay.
I think the smart way is to live stream for the people that love to watch the live stream, and then unlist it after the live stream is over and upload it.
Yeah.
And then it gets pushed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because YouTube's a cruel bitch. YouTube is a cruel bitch.
Speaking of social media, it being YouTube, which is so funny because like I always talk about how I don't get on social media, but then I like make videos for YouTube. And I feel like that is
different though.
It is
it's different
but,
though. I mean, honestly, I know that people get paid to do TikTok. I don't know how that works because I'm not a TikToker. Well, I mean, I do have a TikTok thing for Obscure Mics, but it's so overlooked. But I mean YouTube is real quick. I don't know how much longer we're going to record, but I was talking about this with I don't think it was you, maybe it was, I don't know. You're my number 2. It almost sucks because I love podcasting. I love the audio only format. It's easy, it's quick. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm doing that car thing, in the car with Bark thing that I'm doing, because what else am I doing when I'm driving? I'm either listening to music or thinking, or I can think out loud and do something with it,
Dude, I've literally thought the same thing. Like before I started Audio Hotline, I literally would like go to these places and drive and like where I'd have to wait for a little bit and I'd like start recording a podcast because I'm like, the car sounds good. I can set up a mic and everything and like, but I feel you, man, but go ahead.
Yeah. But like the sucky part about all of that is, you really have to get a lucky lotto ticket to do a podcast and for it to be monetizable to where it matters.
Yeah.
My one monetized podcast banks me like $3 a month.
Yeah.
In ad revenue.
Wow.
Because it's, I'm happy with the downloads on it, but it just doesn't pay unless you're huge or pushed. And the only podcasts that are huge, this is a generalization by all means, But the biggest podcasts are celebrities interviewing celebrities.
Isn't that
like
Smartless,
Conan, all that stuff? You know, and I kind of like. You just shit your pants?
Nah, dude. I'm fucking pissed about it. I'm pissed about it.
I mean, seriously, every celebrity has a damn podcast. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know, I like to listen to some of them, but there's really not much in it.
Yeah.
Monetarily for the podcaster. There's just not. But YouTube is a completely different animal. Yeah. Like,
really is.
I'm very happy with the revenue generated by my small channel. Like, I'm very happy with it, you know, and it's promising, and there is a potential there to be a future. There's potential there to not go to a 9 to 5. Yeah. I mean, Tom Buck's throwing it off 100K subscribers, which is a lot.
100 subscribers, dude. How dope would that be, bro?
That'd be awesome. But I mean, Dynasty Rewind. I'm not gonna like announce it, but what he's pulling off 6K subscribers. Yeah, like financially, if it was all going to just him and not his whole team. But if I had that, I would be halfway to quitting my job because they're pulling in half of what I make a month at my 9 to 5. Damn. And dude, they're absolutely, it only takes 5,000 or 6,000 views per video consistently, which is a lot, I know. But I mean, well, I don't know what your situation is, but I analyze his channel trying to figure out where I need to go. Yeah. Where I need to be before I can make it a full time, even though it's risky because it's not guaranteed. You know, you're going to peaks and valleys all the time. Yes. But, you know, YouTube gives you that opportunity. YouTube gives you that chance. Like you can catch fire on there because you just need to find your circle. Podcasts, there's, you know, it's a lot harder to get people to listen to a podcast than it is to watch your YouTube channel.
That's fair. Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah. A
lot harder. Like a podcast with 1,000 downloads per episode is a pretty big deal. Yeah. It's not going to make you much money, but it's a pretty big deal. Yeah. My channel, if a video gets 1,000 views, it's not a big deal.
No. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Like,
but I would say much more beneficial financially than 1,000 listen podcast.
There's so many ways that I want to take that conversation. It's difficult, but like...
Yeah, it would take a long time.
But one thing I do that I feel the most passionate about, I feel like people put a lot of work into YouTube. Like, not always, but generally speaking...
There's a lot more to it.
There's a lot more to it. And I think the thing that pisses me off is that the way that the world is going, like TikTok and Instagram Reels and everything, like, is that people are like starting to essentially not reward creativity and not reward hard work. We're starting to just like see these minute or 30-second long clips that are shot on a phone at a terrible angle that get thousands and thousands and thousands of views. And it's like, but then people are like, that's the standard now. Like, that's real. Like, that shit's real, you know? And like that means that essentially that's what authentic is. But, you know, like, don't take Tom Buck, for instance, where he has beautiful B-roll and like beautiful angles and everything, and probably doesn't get as many views as like a TikToker that is like doing garbage videography.
Voiceovering a comedy sketch. Yes. You know, that like garbage.
But that's authentic. What Tom Buck is doing is inauthentic. No, I'm not literally saying, you know what I mean. I'm making an, you know what I mean. But like, but what we take for granted creativity. We take for granted like talent now, and like
because we're getting dumber and our attention spans are getting shorter, and like and it worries me because are we gonna get pushed out? Yeah, for making 20-minute, 30-minute videos. I've got a few of those 20-minute, 30-minute videos. Like, how many people are going to be able to sit through it? Yeah. I mean, I look at my average watch time, and it's like, you short attention span bastards. You know?
That's about, Yep, that's how I feel too. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I mean, like, and I don't know, man, I just get so fucking frustrated, like, seeing, I think that one of the things that really discourages me, and, like, for myself and for, like, other creators, is, like, when I watch a video, and it's really good, and, like, they took a lot of time to shoot the video. It looks really great, whatever it is. Like, even if it's not really that way, even if the content is really great and what they're saying holds, and like, and it actually makes sense, and that, you know, like, all of those things that I'm like, that took them time, and that took them effort and education to like really make that point, or to, you know, show me those like beautiful angle, whatever it is, you know, like, it just frustrates me, especially when I see a channel like that has more views on a video than they have subscribers. For whatever reason, when I see that, it really pisses me off. I don't know why, but it really does. Like, if I look at one of your videos, for instance, and you have like 8,000 views on it, and you have how many subscribers? Like 6K right now? Like, for whatever reason...
5350.
Hey, I'm rounding, but I'm not rounding well, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
no, you're right.
You know, like, but for whatever reason, like, that really bothers me, because I'm like, they did everything in their power to show you what you wanted to see, and you still didn't subscribe.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, I've got a good example. I'm really glad you brought that up, because I've got the perfect. So I went down a little rabbit hole today, and I used to ride motorcycles. I used to own a motorcycle. Like, I've owned 4 or 5 different motorcycles, and it used to be my stress relief. And again, having kids, you know, young kids now, they now I'm scared of getting in an accident and leaving that. So I no longer own a motorcycle. It's too risky. Yeah. You just, as you get older, you start minimizing your risk. Yeah. So I started watching, by chance, just because it was recommended to me, Bikes and Beards, and the guy bought the most expensive V-twin motorcycle off Amazon. Mm-hmm. So I watched this, and I'm like, oh, that was entertaining, even though I don't ride bikes anymore, and I'm not into them by any means. I never was. I never worried about what I drove. I've never been a big, you know, person about how nice of a car, how nice of a bike am I driving. No, I didn't care. So I don't care about all that. But like, after watching his first video, then his newest video was this guy named Sparky. I can't remember exactly what his channel's called, but this guy created a custom small boxy motorcycle. They have a name. They're
nice. Like, okay. Yeah.
They're weird. It was really cool though. But he made a custom one, sent it to him. The Bikes and Beards guys, which are like over 1 million subscribers, you know, unbox this. Great video. Well, this guy, he loves the channel, so he built something and sent it to him, which is very cool. Yes. B, he also knew what he was doing, because sending that bike, people seeing that are going to direct right to his channel. Yes. Brilliant. And I think it's totally fair play, because he loves the channel.
Fuck yeah.
And he gets to benefit from the channel.
Do it.
So this guy, so I watch, like, in that video, it said, go watch Sparky's channel. He's going to show you how he built this bike that he sent over to our 1 million sub channel. So, of course, I go watch Sparky's video, and it's awesome. Totally awesome. And that video has 163,000 views, which I think is awesome. Yeah. So then I want to see the scope of his channel. He has 15,000 subs. He's got this video that's 163,000 views. All of his other videos, some of them aren't even 1,000. Some of them are 500. Some of them are 1,000. Some of them are 2,000. They're like my channel, basically. Yeah. And I was like, 163,000 people watched him build that bike, and it was a great video. Yeah. And he's got 15,000 subscribers. I'm just basically repeating what you said. I was like, that makes me mad. You know, because this guy has a great channel. This guy is building stuff, and it's all awesome. But like, it's so hard to get subs. Nobody subs to you on the first watch. Yeah, it's like you have to hit them 10 times before they'll sub.
I mean, like, I feel like an asshole doing this, And I'm not saying like that even my rant was about this, but it brings up a point though. And like my most watched video, actually I'm curious, what do you think my most watched video has? Like views?
Probably all views.
Yeah, views.
85K.
85K. That's like a fair guess. I think it's close to 300K.
That's awesome.
But I mean, like based off of the views that I have from that and other videos that are close to like 200K or like 100K, yeah, you would think like that would, like the people would be like, oh shit, like I enjoy this, I'm gonna sub. Like that's not how it works. And I do think that like you and I are in the market of like getting views sometimes more often than subscribers, because some people go to YouTube and they're like, hey, like I want to check out the SE Dynacaster and just that microphone or just a couple other microphones similar to it, and they watch our review of it and then like a review from, Bandrew or whatever, and like of a different microphone, and that's about it. And then they'll make their decision and that's all they do, Yeah. I think the Dynacaster is a bad option, or a bad analogy, because I think it's more probably something like they watch a fine video or
I was getting ready to say the same thing. My most watched videos are F-Deuce, Fine, Mayono.
Yeah,
it is
bro.
Those, and it tells me instantly like, oh, everybody in China check this out, but they refuse to watch my, they refuse to watch my SE video.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel you. Yeah. It's like, it's frustrating, man. Like, and I think that is one thing that caused me to burn out a little bit, is because I think that I found myself trying really hard on products that I enjoyed a lot, and like I would put more video effort into it, more tests, or more, just more effort in general. Like whether it was editing or whatever, and like those, I would see those get literally like basically no review or no views, and I'd be just like devastated from that, But
every video I've been excited about underperforms, and every video I have been like, oh, it's another Fine, kills it.
Yeah. Yep, that's
it's
fair,
like,
bro. That's fair.
It's cool. It's like, but I just
not.
It's and it's okay, because some of those mics are the PD400X still impresses me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's just half the price of an MV7, and it's just as good in my opinion.
Yeah.
I definitely understand the limits of my channel, because when I do this Stedman handheld video and these equation mics that I'm excited about, they're not going to do shit, because nobody knows about them. Nobody's heard of them.
Well, yeah.
But my God, I'm excited about it.
Gotta do it. Yeah. Well, and like,
well, and that's the flip side. Is the 100 or 200 people that watch every video, like it's for them,
That's fair.
That's what it's all about anyways.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know. Like, I don't want it to be, like, oh, like I hate doing the whole like, oh, poor YouTuber or whatever you want to call it, like I don't like doing that, but I just also like, I guess I wouldn't feel that way if there wasn't other bullshit getting pushed out there in the millions of views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that I'm allowed to feel a little bit fucking bitter about a video that I put, 100 hours into, or like whatever. And then someone who puts 30 seconds into a video and gets, fucking a million views, like, and it's not, it's not irrational in the sense that like, I'm not thinking that a bunch of people love audio stuff, Oh
yeah, we're definitely in a very small niche.
Like, but I can see, but I've seen the ups and downs, you know what I mean? Like, and I've seen what it's capable of, and I can be disappointed to that degree.
And there's something to be said with the, being in the middle.
Yeah.
We I feel like you and I started in the middle. Like I truly believe that the audio boom is going to keep growing.
I mean, that's true.
Video and audio go hand in hand. there's more and more people out there that want to try their hand. I just helped a buddy of mine start a podcast. Like, there's more and more people that want to try their hand at doing audio and video. So, I think we're in a nice, good place for slow and steady and rewarding growth. But man, if only we would exploit our kids or just act like an idiot for 30 seconds, we'd really go places. Right. We would really go places if we just sold out to that.
Yeah, that's fucking
just
true.
Sold out to the idea of being an attention grabber.
Yep, for sure, man. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that you and I have talked about that a lot, though. Like, we don't do the things that even some audio reviewers do that makes us feel like it's cheapening the product, but cheapening the product of our channel, I think you and I are very strict in the way that we present ourselves versus some people, but
I just want to be real. I just want to be real. I don't want to be, I don't want anybody to enjoy me for being fake. Yeah. That's one of the things I talked about on, I don't know if it's even released yet, but one of those in the car episodes, like, there's so many people out there that are in it for the likes and in it for the views and like, what's the longevity there? What's the happiness longevity there? Like, how long can you do that and be happy?
Well, and I think
even though we were just talking about the 2-week burnout, like we want to, I want to quit.
Well, and I think that's I get what you mean though. Like, I think that's a big part of it though, is like the people on YouTube that I watched at the very beginning of like YouTube really blowing up, that were comedians and everything. Dude, they were fucking long gone. They are fucking long gone. Like,
I just got a TikTok follower.
Oh, what? Switching over.
Throw that out there. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm becoming a bitter old man, like more and more.
Oh yeah. Be prepared, man.
It's fucking happening.
I'm trying to like give you an insight to what your life in 10 years will be like. Yeah.
That's what this podcast is about.
I mean, I'm constantly yelling at my phone. Like if a buddy of mine sends me a TikTok, I open it and I'm like, get off my lawn.
Dude, how many fucking things that you get sent online are just so dumb? Like, they're so fucking dumb, dude.
90%. Sometimes I'll laugh, but man, I really think TikTok is like the final nail in the evolution coffin.
It's fucking garbage.
It's the final nail in the evolution coffin. It is like, it is such a rabbit hole of wasted time. And there is, I hate to say there's nothing to learn from it, because there are educational TikTokers out there, but that's not what people are going for. They're going for the lip syncers and the dance trends and the, I'm going to jump off this plane trend and see if I can land on my feet. There's just so many. I'm sorry. There's so many dumb fucks on there.
It's true.
There's so many dumb fucks doing dumb fuck shit trying to go viral. And it's like, I just can't do that. I can't do that. I don't care that much about going viral, because as we see, you can go viral and not get shit from it.
They're
not always going to sub or subscribe or, I remember there's this guy on TikTok, and I actually enjoyed this guy. He was like cracking on Tool, and he had music playing in the background that sounded like Tool. And he's like, I don't remember what it was, but the video was huge, but he was like saying stupid stuff in the tone of Tool, like, spaghetti meatballs on my table, and like, in the background, like the words are coming out like, oh, this is so good, and like his mind is blown. He's like, ring light fizzled out from electric, and like just saying stupid stuff. And I was cracking up, and that video was huge, and I subscribed to him because he was so funny. And he never did anything that funny again. And none of his videos ever went. It's like striking lightning, but what does it get you?
Dude.
I feel like the slow build that we're doing is more rewarding than the quick lightning strike.
Dude, I was just going to say lightning in a bottle. That's funny that you said that. Yeah.
That's what TikTok is, man. It's lightning in a bottle. And
And I'm not going to name this creator because that'd be bad.
Can't be doing that.
But so there is this girl that I was watching on YouTube, and she did like camera reviews and stuff. And she was really funny, and she was like really quirky and everything, and it was very entertaining, you know? And on TikTok, apparently she like went viral, and it was like, I mean viral to TikTok. It wasn't even really all that viral. I mean, it was like maybe
it's a daily occurrence on TikTok.
Yeah, and it was like maybe a few 100,000, you know,
right.
like whatever. And so she all of a sudden comes out with this video that's like how I went viral on TikTok. And I was like, okay, check your shit real quick though. But then after that, she literally stopped doing these like awesome camera reviews, and she didn't have like a ton of subs, but like a few thousand for sure, you know, and she was like growing, but she like stopped doing these awesome reviews and awesome like tutorials and everything, and just started doing whatever that TikTok video was about, which was basically being an emo scene kid. So every fucking video now is just about her being an emo scene kid and how she's grown up and like how she basically still lives that lifestyle. And I'm like,
I hate the term sold out, but she sold out.
She fucking sold out like hard, but not even for that much, bro. Like not even for that much. And it's like, it's disappointing. It was very disappointing. Yep. That was one of those few things that recently it hit me that I was like, this might be one of the few like channels where I really liked someone and was rooting for them and like started communication with them and like being like, this is going to be great. Like you're great. Like you do a good job, to basically being like, I have to unsubscribe.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's the funny thing. Like, and I was a scene kid. I was a scene emo kid, and I still don't give a fuck, man.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's like watching. It's like watching. You know, I liken it to watching an athlete you really like become ridiculous. Like I used to love LeBron James, and I can't stand LeBron James anymore.
Dude, Kyrie
he turned
Irving,
into a dumbass.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving was my favorite player ever. I'm just joking. He wasn't, but he's a great player, but he's a dumbass.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved him too. I loved watching him with the Cavs. Like,
he's solid. Yeah, he's solid as fuck.
Oh God, he's great, but I can't. I got no respect for him anymore. He's just. He's too much. He's too silly.
That was actually one thing that was interesting, like front
and he
court.
demanded a trade today, by the way.
Did he really? No fucking shit.
He wants traded before the deadline.
Oh, jeez. So that was actually one thing that was interesting. I think that I was watching this video the other day about how basically like players and audience rated him like 1 for backcourt East, like all-star game. And I think media was like 16.
Yeah.
It was something like ridiculous. Maybe it wasn't that low, but it was like, it was low enough that you were like, you guys hate him, right? You know, like, and it was funny, but yeah. No,
the
dude.
Liberal media.
Oh, you know. No, I'm just playing, but yeah, no, it's funny. Definitely. They're not a fan of him. I mean, like, and I mean for him being essentially punished for like 8 games, you know, like suspended.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's kind of unfair for everyone else to be like, oh, he's number 1, because I think that with players, you kind of have to factor in a little bit of like, you know, what they present themselves as. Yeah. But it's hard, man. That's a really hard line. But
what sucks about him is he's one of those rare instances, and we can end it after these thoughts because I'm good. My eyes are getting heavy.
Yeah.
He actually seems like, honestly, he seems like a wonderful guy. I mean, he seems like I know that he does a lot of charity work. Yeah. Like he gives back, and he's got a heart. He's just he's a really gullible guy.
I think I agree with that.
You know, he's a gullible.
I hate to say the word dumbass, but
he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
He's not like Kanye West level. Like Kanye's only
that's next
a
level
dumbass, but Kanye's piece of shit.
Yes.
You know, I just think he's a terrible human. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I can't help it. He just seems like a terrible human.
You don't have to apologize for that one.
Kyrie doesn't seem like a terrible human. Kyrie seems like a solid human that's just very gullible and very misguided and fallen into the rabbit holes of goofiness.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, it's where we're at. It goes back to TikTok. Like a lot of people are falling down these rabbit holes from TikTok videos of like, I saw something today. It wasn't TikTok, it was Facebook, but it was like, Jay-Z is responsible for killing Aaliyah, and he did it for Beyonce. And it's like a whole video about how, you know, Beyonce wanted to be the biggest star in the world, and Jay-Z sabotaged her plane. Just all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like unfounded, unproven stuff that people just spew. Because they find a few little straws and they build a hay bale out of it. Yeah. For the views. The views. Literally for the views.
That's very true. Yeah.
Like, that's the world we're becoming. Like, misinformation is gold. It's views. Misinformation is views. Yeah. And it's and it keeps your name in the spotlight. And, you know, I mean, out of all the basketball players in the world, who have we talked about the most in the past 2 or 3 years? Like Kyrie's one of them.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, Kyrie is one of them.
Yep. Well, so, yeah, dude.
And that goes both ways, because I think Kaepernick is one of those too. And I think he kind of knew what he was doing. Like that's, you know,
that's fair.
I think he was doing what he did for a lot of good reason. And I'm supportive and was supportive. And at the same time, I think, you know, You know how to keep your name relevant too. Miley Cyrus twerking on that dude at the VMAs years ago. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to keep her name in the media and the news and keep her popularity up. I mean, for fuck's sake, Donald Trump became president doing it. You know,
that's very true, man. That was very true.
It's controversy and misinformation. Anything that is fire stoking sells.
Yeah. No, that's very true. I mean, like, and it kind of even goes back from that, like, essentially, like, lower level, like, content creator on YouTube just trying to basically capitalize on that shit that seems relevant right now, you know, like, I mean,
there's just as many, this will be one that loses me a few subs. There's just as many dumbass viewers out there that you can reel in as there are, you know, level-headed, logical people. Actually, the scale's tipping in favor of the dumbasses, I think. But there's a lot of people that just like quick fixes of, it's funny.
But here's why it won't lose you any, is because no one knows it's them. So you're good.
Yeah.
No one thinks that they're the dumbass. But hey, some people are. Not you, though.
Yeah.
Not you literally watching this or listening to this.
Oh, no. You're great.
No, you are fantastic.
Pull light out of Andrew's book. You're wonderful. You're great. You'll leave it at that. Yeah. Let's end it at that. These people are wonderful.
Can I?
And they probably are.
I'm going to add like a 30-second thing, then we'll sign out. But the video that I did, I just feel like it's time, and I feel like I should reward these listeners more than anyone at this point. So at this given time, there has not been a right answer for the microphone that I'm giving away on the Deity D4 review. During the comparison section, I'm like, if you can guess this microphone, like, I will send it to you, blah, blah, blah. No one's been able to answer it. If you do not need this microphone, you do not have a use for it, don't go and answer it on that video. But if you do need a use for it, it's the Tascam TM200SG. And go guess it on that if you need it, and I'll send it to you. So, and I'm just rewarding the obscure mics people. It's a short shotgun mic.
Shotgun mic with the SD recorder built in?
No, it's an XLR mic. So just like, it's a short shotgun XLR mic, but I used it on there.
That's the DR10 SG I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, may as well reward these people if they need it. These people.
Yeah. Well, but, you know what else? Yeah. You're rewarding them for viewing this channel.
Exactly. So
yeah. So listening to the podcast. So
yeah. there you go. So if you need it, go get it. If you don't, then don't comment, I guess. But yeah. So
and for everybody else, I'm not giving away shit. I can't afford it. Sorry.
but yeah, thanks for listening to this.
It's not true.
No, do you give away? I feel like you give away a decent amount. Become a member. Become a member.
That's the giveaways. Yeah,
there you go.
That's the giveaways. The members get the giveaways.
I'm actually gonna start doing that here soon. So join both Audio Hotline, Obscure Mics, memberships on YouTube. You'll get free shit.
Get free shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you might get free shit right now if you go guess that mic, though. So, but
it's a good way to reward somebody that watches both things. That's the way.
Absolutely.
That's good.
That's great. So, yeah, dude. But thanks for watching this episode of the Obscure Hotline. I've been Bronson with the Audio Hotline, and you are
Bark of Obscure Mics and all kinds of other low-level shit.
Who's that guy on your? Who's that guy in your mic?
That's Carnage, bro.
Dude, the whole time I'm shocked. Actually,
I can even blow on him, and he's still there.
You can blow him.
He's just chilling. Yeah, give him a little carny blow job.
Carny blow.
Carny blow. Right on the Ferris wheel.
Oh man, that's a great.
We'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. See ya.